Hello there. Welcome to our channel, Zim Car Battery. Here we talk about everything car battery. We'd hit off today with how to prevent car battery corrosion. Keep watching. Corrosion on its own is a challenging condition wherever it occurs. Literally, corrosion involves the degradation of metallic materials on exposure to oxygen, moisture, and other solutions. Simply put, corrosion is a chemical reaction. Corrosion on car batteries is somewhat an electrochemical process. It is an experience you do not wish to have on a day you are in a hurry. This process causes wear on your battery terminals and deposits the debris around it. These debris aggregate around the terminals and begin to act as insulators. This prompts the question of how to prevent car battery corrosion. If you don't notice the debris deposition on time, it could isolate your battery terminals from your copper clamps. Of course, this means that your battery will be unable to charge or supply power. On such a day, power supply to your car air conditioner, radio, and the onboard computer will be entirely breached. This, of course, is not as bad as not having power supplied to your ignition system. And this is another outcome of having a corroded car battery. What makes up the car battery? A typical car battery is an electrochemical cell which is made up of an electrolyte or electrolytes and electrode rods. Electrolytes are substances that are capable of conducting electricity in the molten or fused form solutions, while electrodes are solid materials that are capable of conducting electricity. An electrochemical cell or an electrolytic cell is an assembly of electrodes and electrolytes. Commonly used electrolytes include water, dilute acids, etc. Although the electrodes used in the cells are not necessarily very reactive substances. However, the passage of electric current through them makes them more reactive. Causes of car battery corrosion. Before delving into the steps of how to prevent car battery corrosion, let us first consider the causes of car battery corrosion. Overcharging. Whether your battery is the flooded or sealed type, overcharging your battery could cause the electrolytes in your batteries to overflow. As already discussed, in the presence of moisture and air at atmospheric conditions, corrosion is bound to intensify. As a result, it is important that you ensure your battery is only adequately charged. Chemical reactions at the copper clamps. The clamps used to connect the battery terminals to the conductor wires are made of copper. Meanwhile, copper is not particularly a very reactive metal, although an excellent conductor of electricity. Copper is way down in the activity series of metals, hence very unreactive. Due to the flow of electrons through the copper metal, electrons in the atomic structure are at their excited state. They easily engage in chemical reactions, resulting in the breakdown of the copper clamp around the battery terminal. Overfull battery. Another prominent cause of corrosion of car batteries is overfilling the battery with battery water. If you overfill your battery with water, you will definitely have an overflow of water. When water meets the metallic terminals, corrosion is bound to occur. This is because the vehicle is in motion, at a high temperature, and there is some amount of oxygen in the atmosphere. With all these in action, the rate of corrosion is expedited. Electrolyte leakage. This is similar to the case of overfilling the battery with water. When the battery is not properly taken care of, the electrolytes stored in the cell may escape to the surface. When such electrolytes escape to the surface, they come in contact with the metallic battery terminals, and corrosion sets in. It is important to note that corrosion can take place at room temperatures. The constituents of atmospheric air have all it takes to initiate corrosion on any unprotected metal surface. How much more at the elevated temperature condition in the vicinity of the car engine? By implication, there is a greater tendency for corrosion to take place around the battery terminals. But this will happen when the electrolytes find their way to the surface. Use of aged battery. Corrosion, as an active oxidation process, is always taking place in metals exposed to ambient, atmospheric conditions. Inevitably, corrosion can only be slowed down in battery terminals, but cannot be entirely stopped. As your battery ages, corrosion becomes even more pronounced. Usually, it is advisable that as soon as your battery has served you for up to 5 years, you could change it. Otherwise, it is just normal for such batteries to be corroded. How to prevent car battery corrosion. The foremost step to preventing corrosion of your car battery is by understanding the causes of car battery corrosion. Since we have already covered such issues, the next step is to outline the practical ways of having a corrosion-free car battery. Disconnect the car battery terminal. The steps to achieving this are: loosen the negative cable followed by the positive terminal cable. You can do this by using the battery cable wrench. Loosen the nuts until there is no tension on the clamps. If your battery is a side post battery, then you must loosen the cable end till it is removed. Lift the top post battery cable end of the terminal by wriggling the cable end off. The equipment needed for this operation includes eyeglasses for protection, hand gloves, and a battery terminal wrench. Cleaning your car battery. You can effectively clean your car battery using household items. The items needed include baking soda, water, a wire brush, a lubricant or grease, wire clamp. To clean the battery of the already existing corrosion, you could follow these steps. Pour the baking soda on the battery terminal as well as on the wire clamp if possible. Spray a small amount of water on both the battery terminal and on the wire clamp. The water will react with the acidic electrolyte, baking soda, and the rust to neutralize the acidity. It will also dislodge the rust particles from the battery terminal and the wire clamp. Use a wire brush to scrape off the rust from the battery terminal and the wire clamps. Rinse the battery terminal and the wire clamp with water. Dry both the battery terminal and the wire clamp with compressed air. Apply a lubricant or grease on both the battery terminal and the wire clamp. This will help isolate the metal parts from atmospheric air and moisture. There are also professional battery protector sprays that can perform the same functions. Reconnect the wire clamp to the battery terminal. After this, your battery is free of corrosion and ready for use. It is important that you make this a routine operation. A cycle period of about 3 months is reasonable. In addition to the already outlined procedure, you should always avoid overcharging, overfilling, and allowing the battery electrolytes to escape the cell. If you've enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell so you'll know once we post a new video. Also, drop a comment below so we can know your thoughts. Finally, don't forget to check the description below for more details and visit our site, www.zimcarbattery.com, for more awesome car battery content like this.